space you can find. Glad to see that I could help make your life a bit easier. But have you ever thought of how I felt? You need to think about your behavior.
Yes, it is Wednesday, over the hump day, boys and girls. Welcome to another edition of Butch On Sports. Simply Butch here. Thanks for tuning in on a very quiet week. Well, we can't say quiet because today was full of a lot of blasts and deals. We'll get with them in a moment. Um, it was a lot of deals here, and some coming in as we speak as well. We'll get to those particular deals and goodies around the sports world in a few shakes and a bake here. Again, I'm Simply Butch, and as always, thanks for tuning in for this edition of podcast. Let's start off with the stunning trade. Well, not so much stunning because I called it myself here. Everybody knows, and I called it Monday too, that it will be something of a shocker, but I wasn't shocked that it would go to Toronto as a headmaster for this particular deal. The San Antonio Spurs reported dealt away Kawhi Leonard, and it's official now, to the Toronto Raptors for DeMar DeRozan. The Spurs also will be shipping Danny Green to Toronto, which is a heck of a pickup again for Toronto, indeed there. For Jacob Poliet, and also a first round 2019 draft choice will be received by San Antonio. Yes, I talked about it Monday on the game here that with my colleague Scott Nason, and I tell you, I'm on a nice little winning streak when it comes down to making these predictions here. However, Kawhi Leonard, if you don't know, very disappointed with the San Antonio Spurs. He felt that he got very bad advice on injuries and whatnot, that they either tried to cover up or try to make the young man play was not to his liking. Then him and this parent team, then the San Antonio Spurs, he just showed some disfavor and set out the rest of the year. I didn't think it was liked by the San Antonio Spurs that he set out the rest of the year, although they thought and the medical team thought that he was able to play. But yet, that's water over the dam. Do Kawhi Leonard want to be up in Toronto? We'll wait and see by the reactions. That's the team he'll report to. That's the team he'll be with the rest of the year. Could Toronto sign him for a long-term deal? We'll wait and see on that. Toronto's a great place to play, as far as I'm concerned. It's a great city. A lot of things going on there. And all who don't know about Toronto, and which, a young man like Kawhi Leonard, other than visiting there and playing games against Toronto, may not get to know that there's a lot of things to do in Toronto. Toronto's a huge city. A lot of things going on. And I repeat that, a lot of things. It is a lot of things going on in Toronto there. Positive there, I will say here. But also, DeMar DeRozan was kind of very upset of him being traded. He thought he would be able to retire with Toronto. That was not the case as well. And a little upset there. DeRozan has 3 more years on his contract, so you ain't got to worry about him moving out or seeking other places to go for far as free agency. That's a problem that Toronto will have with Leonard because, again, he can go ahead and opt out and go ahead on and move about. after this particular 2018-19 season in the NBA. So again, Kawhi Leonard is traded to Toronto for DeMar DeRozan. And let's be clear, boys and girls. They say, well, DeRozan shouldn't have been traded. He's a mainstay for Toronto. Yes, he was, but in the playoffs this year um, against Cleveland, he didn't show up. He had very poor shooting individual games that could have been very major if he would have been making them shots. Okay, so this is a guy who's been there with him 9 years. He averaged 19.7 points a game. He averaged 23 points a game last season. Talented Raptor squad with a very proficient bench as well. And they could not beat Cleveland and LeBron James, which, by the way, LeBron James practically beat up the Toronto Raptors all by himself. That's the bad news here. However, the odds state that, the Raptors are still was the team to beat with DeRozan there in the 2018-19 season. He's not there anymore, so the odds increase if Leonard plays there and stays healthy. The odds should be greater that Toronto should be a better team with Leonard than DeRozan. Again, that's a wait and see proposition there. Well, let's move on here. Darius Rivas. Rivas Island is now sunk, or maybe we should say it's closed down forever there. As Rivas has been in the NFL for 11 years, 33 years old, one of the top cornerbacks for years and years and a decade here. He's retired. He is retiring as of today. He spent his first 6 years with the Jets after being taken in the first round of the 2007 draft. After that particular season, he went to Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He stayed with them for 1 year. Then he went to New England, got a ring out of them. And then he returned to the New York Jets for the 2015-16 season. At that time, he earned 7 Pro Bowl nods. He was named first team All-Pro 4 times. He helped the Patriots again to a Super Bowl title in 2014. It's a shame, but Rivers Island, it's closed down here. Moving on to some more news in the NFL. Senior Vice President of Labor Operations and Policy in the League Affairs, Adolphus Birch, and notified that Randy Gregory of the Dallas Cowboys that he'd been reinstated to the NFL on a conditional basis. Gregory may join the Cowboys for that training camp and participate in meetings, conditioning, workouts, and similar activities once arrangements have been confirmed regarding Gregory's clinical resources. That means he's going to take another test and 2 or 3 more to make sure he's very much so clean as a whistle. Then the NFL will probably have a little powwow, and compliance with that particular powwow will give him a full reinstatement, which will allow him to participate mainly in all activities, that's including practices and also the games. Gregory was suspended without pay for violating the substance abuse policy since January of 2017. That was a 14-game suspension. That was during the 2016 season. So Gregory is back with the Cowboys. More news with the NFL media. Starting Monday, the 23rd, where many teams will open up their training camps, boys and girls. Yes, NFL and training camp is back in the groove again there. The NFL Network, they're going to be showing training camps all over the doggone joint there. Plus, they'll have some primetime live training camps. Probably concerning the West Coast teams or anybody on the left coast who's going to be starting maybe 3 hours later in the day. And that'll take place starting the 23rd. They'll begin their live coverage of primetime events. That'll be on Thursday, the 26th at 8 p.m. So if you want to get a whiff of what the NFL is doing, and also all the teams, hey, check out the NFL Network. The Big Ten Conference, they're going to have like 42 students to attend their 2018 Big Ten Football Media Day and kickoff luncheon. That's going to be held on this Monday and Tuesday, the 23rd and 24th, at the Chicago Marriott, downtown Chicago, and on the Magnificent Mile. Yes, the Big Ten is getting ready to get cranked up, and soon as that particular dealing is settled, and all those interviews of all those coaches for the next 2 days, the 23rd and 24th, you can count on about a week later. Yes, the Big Ten will be cranking up with their particular practices and training camp so they can get ready for the fall season as well. Yes, more sports is going to be had here as the British Open is going to open up tomorrow, early as maybe here at 1:30 in the morning. Yes, if you have the Golf Network or uh, the NBC Sports Suite or ESPN or whoever is covering it this year, you can bet your bottom dollar you can catch a whole lot of live golf tournaments or whatever it may be. Tiger Woods, he's going to be teeing off at 5:30 in the morning. That gives you enough time to kind of get a whiff and a cup of coffee and get the heck out of the doggone door maybe at 6:30, 7 o'clock in order to go to work. Isn't that lovely? The rest of us will probably be asleep, and yours truly might, I am a night owl myself, will catch a little of it, or it'll catch a lot of me looking at me sleeping and snoring away here. Yes, the Masters 18 it will be in Great Britain this year. There, lot of expectations for a particular mainstay. Like Gordon Speak has not really done too much of anything there from this season. He's been out the rankings for quite some time. He's not been putting very well. A lot of people can come out the hole on this particular tournament here. That's including Tiger Woods per se there. But again, you look at champions like maybe Sergio Garcia putting his stamp on the big time bookie bear. So, hey, the British Open for the next 4 days. This is a major golf tournament that everybody loves to enjoy there. Again, you can kind of check it on out. I've been just informed that ESPN will be giving the coverage starting about 1:30 in the morning in the United States. Now, if you're in Canada, whatever it may be, look at the Sports Network or TSN Sports will probably cover it, which is the sister station. Not necessarily be the person covering or the station covering the particular match. So I said, look at the Sports Network channel, which is part of CBC, or the TSN, which is part of ESPN in Canada there, and surrounding stations throughout the BBC, of course, in Great Britain will be covering the match there if you're listening to this over the pond there, okay? I'm just trying to be informative here. Sad note, early this week on Sunday, our former NHL goalie Ray Emery passed away as he was swimming on Sunday morning. He was 35 years old. He played with the Ottawa Senators, the Chicago Blackhawks, which he won a Stanley Cup with, and also shared in the best goaltender of the year award with that particular team, the Philadelphia Flyers, which that was the team I got to know right after he got traded from the Senators there. The Anaheim Ducks he spent some time with there during his NFL career. He drowned Sunday morning at the Royal Hamilton Yacht Club in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Hamilton police provided an update on the situation on Sunday afternoon about 2:50 on recovering the body at that particular point in time. It was reported missing about 6 a.m. on Sunday morning. His body was recovered close to the proximity where he was last seen, so it did make it very difficult for him to find the body, but the confirmation of what caused the death here, we have not found out as well yet anyway, but it doesn't matter. A great guy has lost his life and was a very witty, funny man when I got to talk to him. Like I said, I got to know him when he was with the Flyers very well there. And he was a witty guy. He didn't take a lot of stuff. You can call him the Bill Laimbeer of the National Hockey League to me here because he wanted decent questions to go along with the game. And you gave some questions that were just boombastic, I would say here. He would tear you up to a no, not one. And some media people didn't like him, but most media people who was on business, like myself, and enjoy hockey and enjoy being entertained and respected him as a human being here, they had no problems with this guy at all. It, really and truly a great guy. We talked about him on the show, The Game, this Monday, which I'm part of there and participated in there. He spent some time and first was really discovered with Sault Ste. Marie, which is where that show originates at here, by the way, in Sault Ste. Marie, United States. And also he was with the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds of Canada there. Which hockey is extremely big, although it's a small market there, extremely big. A lot of people get their starts up there in Canada in the Ontario Hockey League, and Sault Ste. Marie has been one of them. Our coach, Jeff Blasso, from Sault Ste. Marie as well. We have not gotten any results about the funeral at this particular time. I have not gotten any yet there, but I'm quite sure they're up and coming there. Kyle Dubas, I got to give him a phone call for the Toronto Maple Leafs. He's the general manager there, and he told me he'd known Ray for quite some time. He known him when he was at Sault Ste. Marie, where he was drafted in '99, and again toward his end of the career. He also played with the Toronto Marlies, and he knew about that as well, and he kind of related that to me, which was news to me. Emery was last appeared in the NFL or NHL game in 2014-15 after entering the league in the fourth round draft pick. He entered the league in 2001 there. Again, he was a great goaltender and gave the Senators something to hoot and holler about there as he was with the Stanley Cup Finals in 2007. Started 20 games in the playoff run with a 13-7 record. Percentage was very high, stopping saves and whatnot there. But again, he got his Stanley Cup with the Blackhawks in 2012-13 season. He was 17-1 during that particular time, and which gave him the distinctions of being part of the William M. Jennings Trophy in that particular year, which is rewarded to the goaltenders allowing the fewest goals during the season. He will be missed. Again, Ray Emery passed away during a drowning accident. He's 35 years old. Let's move ahead here. Detroit Red Wings, by the way, and the Detroit Pistons. They're going to implement a Ticketmaster mobile ticketing technology at Little Caesars Arena beginning this year, 2018-19 season. Now, here's the deal, boys and girls. Your tickets, you can get your tickets in a ticket form always at the box office or at a Ticketmaster. It will be in the paper ticket form. No longer you will be getting a PDF form or be able to print them off your computer. No longer that's going to be the case. They will allow you to use your mobile device as the game ticket on that particular there. That's going to reduce some fraudulent dealings at the box, of course, there when you enter the arena. A lot of that's been going on throughout the country where people print out their tickets and in some way, shape, form, or fashion, duplicates those bad boys here. And those electronic devices have not picked up the duplications of that remarkable thing. So now they're stopping all that crap here, and they allow that particular, if you get them online, they allow you to take it over to your phone. Now, if you can't get it over your phone, you'll be given a device or a marker that will allow you to get into the game, which will be probably a regular ticket with the barcodes included there, where you cannot fraudulently mess that on up there. I can't say, or they won't say, because you don't have a phone, you can't get a ticket. That's not going to be the case. But the PDF tickets will no longer be accepted as a method of entry at any Red Wing or Piston game at Little Caesars Arena. Now you go through Ticketmaster, of course, website or the mobile app. Fans can quickly, easily transfer or maybe resell your tickets. You can do it that way, of course, there, and that'll be available for you, but that's it. period. Um, we lost a good friend. I've been a member of the Detroit Sports Broadcasters Association, now called the Detroit Sports Media. Uh, Honorary member Dan Ewall has passed away. He passed away early this week on Monday. It's a shame. He died suffering from Lewy body dementia. President Trevor Thompson, a good friend of mine, and also from Fox Sports, who is the president of that, uh, we are mourning that particular loss, especially many people who out here in the Southwest Detroit area where I used to live. He was a kid who graduated from Holy Redeemer High School, which is one of the high schools that I kind of trembled around for at least about 6 months until I went to Chatsey High School. But again, he was very well known out in this particular area. He was a sports writer, a sports publicist. He ordered charity events. He's the author of 15 books. But the biggest thing that he was known for, and I'm speaking of Dan Ewall, was his affiliation with Catch, which was an organization that Sparky Anderson developed here in the metropolitan Detroit area for disabled kids, being able to get treatment and services at hospitals, at Children's Hospital, and where the parents did not have to spend one nickel or penny if they was unfortunate not to be able to get the children the services they need in order to get well. And that was one heck of an organization. To this day, we still recognize the Catch organization, and they have a mini gathering and also a main gathering to still raise money for those children to receive treatments and special treatment, and also parent being able to get a hotel or a place to stay and be close to the kids during the time of need. There are also a lot of bats and balls and stuff there for children of need as well to learn the game. And it's one of those organizations that was very well structured, and to this day, we still recognize Catch as being one of those leaders there. Dan's wife, Katie, he's left with wife Katie, his son Danny, and his daughter Adriana, and he had grandkids, family, and friends. The arrangements are going to be like this. He's going to be laid out in Troy at A.J. Desmond and Sons Funeral Home on August the 3rd. The funeral, I'm quite sure, will be at Holy Redeemer High School or Holy Redeemer Church. That's on Junction Street here in Southwest Detroit, Junction and Verner, okay? Or a little bit, not beyond Verner, but before Verner. So you can look at those markers as 4th Street or the Fisher Expressway and Verner to be your head off point when you go to Junction there. Okay, that's the deal on that. Danny, while 73 years old, passed away. Detroit Lions also announced that they have hired Gene McCauley as a senior director of community relations and Detroit Lions charity. She will oversee both the organization, community outreach programs, and philanthropist foundations. Our commitment to Detroit and greater community is a crucial to the Detroit Lions, said Lions president Ron Woods. Jen has bring a vast amount of experience as a philanthropist and also nonprofit space to our organization. She will be able to lead our community efforts in both programming and fundraising to elevate what we've already established to another level. We're proud to have her join our team and excited for her to make an impact on this community. That was Ron Wood speaking of Jen McCauley, who now is the community outreach head for the Detroit Lions there. Also, Major League Baseball provided a whole lot of goodies there. But Manny Machado, if you did not hear, and that was just broke around about the area about 7:30 this evening. We're doing this podcast around by the area about 5 after 8 when we started this podcast here. Manny Machado, he is going to the Los Angeles Dodgers. He's going to the Dodgers for 5 players 5 players. If you watched the All-Star game, which I did not, you saw a guy named Yusuf Diaz. Yusuf Diaz hit 2 home runs in that particular game. And I'm quite sure Yusuf Diaz will be part of the big swap of the Baltimore Orioles. That is the big catch for them. They also get 4 more prospects, which I'm talking about the Orioles, for Manny Machado in general there. They had a little problem with some medical papers for one of the prospects, but that has been, as I've been told already, been straightened out. So the trade is also recognized and official through Major League Baseball. Manny Machado is a Los Angeles Dodgers here. Congratulations also to Chad Hoffman of the Toledo Mud Hens, who was the winner, yes, the winner of the AAA All-Star Game Home Run Derby. Yes, Chad Hoffman of the Toledo Mud Hens. Now, when he's going to be seen with the Tigers, we'll never know. And I'm kind of waiting for that one. I'll wait. I'll continue to wait. Again, the Tigers will be another subject we'll talk about on Friday. Yes, Friday. Friday we'll be back on with another podcast. Everything will be back to normal again here. And, hey, have a good day. All who are watching the ESPN ESPYs, so what? I'm going to find some wrestling somewhere on the channels here, or watch my DVD or something, and maybe hit a movie. Butch On Sports is always a presentation of Oh My Darling Productions. I had a good time with you and giving you some sports news you can't get enough of. Hope you did too. Check me out on Facebook. Go to Butch On Sports on Facebook and get the whiff of the podcast. Tell your friends, give me a like or a love or whatever you can do. And also, you can check me out on Podomatic, SIMPLYBUTCHTOO.podomatic.com. I'm also featured on the game about 6:45 on Mondays. And also 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock with the roundtable discussion, along with Scott Nason, Dave McKay, and Katie, who's joined our staff and our crew there. Can't get to see. I'll be up there in September, boys and girls, when the season gets back in order. Fresh season and all here. And got some marvelous things all ready to go for that particular there. So, hey, a lot of good stuff there. And Dave McKay, and congratulations to him on his goodies on moving to a golf course. I got to talk to him about the golf course here. Hey, I'm out of here, boys and girls. I am out of here. Butch On Sports is a presentation of Oh My Darling Productions. Have a goodie.